say they dedicated, I don't see the dedication. They wanna say they dedicated, I don't see the dedication now. These niggas say they dedicated, I don't see the dedication. They wanna say they dedicated, I don't see the dedication now. Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is J.H. It's with a capital J, followed by the H. Let us talk, shall we? Let's get it. Jobs at the post office. People ask my advice. I don't offer advice, but I give my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion on the top jobs with the least turnover rate. Turnover rate means people don't quit. There's no specific order to this list. It's just a list, maybe 5 jobs. So if you're intrigued, follow through. I'm going to give you the job titles. I'm going to give you a little description about the jobs. And then you can make your choice. First, this is going by my experience, just what I've seen. Number 1, maintenance craft. Maintenance craft. I have a video that I just did about the maintenance craft that I have yet to see anybody quit. I haven't seen it. Maintenance. Maintenance has a lot of different categories that fall underneath it. From maintenance mechanics, they fix the machines. They got building mechanics, fix stuff around the building. They got electricians that fix the machines. They even got the janitors. That falls underneath the maintenance craft. People that get in it, what are their ranges as far as pay? It fluctuates and it varies. If you're intrigued, go look it up. The maintenance craft. People get in there. I have yet to see anybody quit. It's probably the least stressful job at the post office. Not even trying to be funny. They kind of work at their own pace. I'm not saying that they're lazy, but anybody that works at the post office knows they're not going in there in the maintenance craft and they're not sweating. Unless you're working as a groundskeeper. You may have to go outside and cut the lawn or change some garbage, but at the end of the day, it is a job. You're working for the post office. You're going to get full benefits. It is what it is. Maintenance craft, my opinion, has probably been number 1 with the least amount of stress and the least amount of turnover. My opinion. What do I know? I'm just a truck driver. Which brings me to number 2. Mechanic. What's a mechanic? Vehicle mechanics. Those are the ones that repair all of the vehicles that are with the post office. One of the vehicles that has the postal emblems on them, that's who fixes them, the mechanics. They tend to work at their own pace as well. They don't work late nights. I do not believe that they work weekends. I believe they have a 5-day work week and they work maybe 8 hours a day. In some cases, they may work 10. Typically, there's very little overtime mandatory with that craft. They repair the vehicles. In order to be a mechanic, gotta have some mechanical skills. There's 2 types. I think there's a vehicle technician and there's a vehicle, I don't know. But it's very seldom that you see people resign from the mechanic field. So if you notice you're a normal mechanic where you take your car and they're out there and they're working from this time of the morning till this time of the evening, late night, that's not what the mechanics do there. So if you have any mechanical skills, I don't know if they train you to become technicians. I know they train you on their own specific vehicles. But besides that, you kind of have to have your own mechanical skills or some form of certification that you are a mechanic in order to work as a mechanic at one of the facilities. Number 3, again, this is all my opinion, tractor trailer operators and MVO department. That's what I do. Not the happiest job, far from it. It's incredibly stressful because if you're a truck driver, we got to deal with traffic. We have to deal with cars. We have to deal with every day. My job primarily is to make sure I get in my vehicle and not hurt anybody on the road. And that's very difficult. Not picking at anybody, but I would say 70% of average Americans can't drive. Or they can, but they feel like they can multitask because they have these damn phones in front of them and they cut people off. Very dangerous. But besides that, it is rare. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but tractor trailer operators and MVO operators rarely just up and quit unless they're pushed by management to quit. Again, it's not the easiest job. It's not the most complex job as well. This is one of the jobs where you are the essential employee. So yes, you will work a lot of hours because the operation doesn't work without us. Period. Doesn't work without us. The mail gets to the plants by us and it leaves the plants by us. Without us, you don't need anybody else because the plants wouldn't operate without the mail. Period. We wouldn't need no postmasters, nobody. So yeah, we kind of are the backbone of it. Kind of the backbone of America, if you want. But we're not being cocky. But honestly, tractor trailer operators, yes. Well, Jay, I don't have my license. I'm just giving you the list. You guys wanted it? Well, none of these. I don't know none of these. Next one. Processing clerk. Processing clerk, not distribution clerk, but processing clerk. Different. The processing clerks work at the plant, not the stations. Those are the ones that work at those machines. Is it an easy job? No. Is it a complicated job? No. It's a job. It's a line job. You're working at a plant. It is the standard for a line worker at a plant. That's what it is. The details that they have you do it's virtually across the board. If you're working at a plant to build cars, you got one person that's picking up bumpers and bringing them to another spot. That's that one person's job. There's another person that does this, that, this, and the other. Same concept when it comes to processing clerk. Their job is they don't go running looking for mail. No, the mail is brought to them. They load the mail onto these machines and they make it work. They usually work in small teams. I don't see very many of them quit. It is kind of a strenuous when, you're picking up the trays of mail. It is a little heavy, but can it be done? I see, people are 65, 70 years old doing it. They're down to 18, 19 years old. I do not see a high turnover rate for processing clerks. That's not something that I see. And so that's 4 so far. 4. The last, which it really isn't part of this list, but any of the other positions that you get hired onto, if you are hired on as a career employee with an actual bid, tends to be easier than starting from the ground up. Reason being, if you start with an actual bid, that means you would technically have set routes if you were carrying, have set days off if you were a mail handler, have set times that you work if you're a distribution clerk. So as far as the turnover rate, those other jobs have high turnover rates because they're not easy. Carrying mail is not easy by any stroke of luck. Mail handlers, they're on their feet, they're moving around. It's strenuous, it's not easy. It all can be done, it is done. times a day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not easy. Distribution clerks, carriers, mail handlers, they pretty much, they don't have the set days off until you become career. So if you look back towards the beginning of the video, you'll see, hey, those are the specific crafts, in my opinion, that don't have high turnover rates. Now, here's another kicker. If you have a specialty, such as you were a nurse, this is a stretch, but if you were a nurse in a medical field, they do hire nurses. Now, do they hire nurses where you're at? I don't know. You have to be in a bigger area, and you have to kind of be located towards where the need is. It's not something that you see every day. Occupational nurses, they make excellent money. I don't think they come in, they're not fixing people. They're more giving their strategic opinions about things, and I'm not a nurse, but very little turnover with that as well. If you're young enough and you make it as career and you have a degree, you can always apply to the inspection service. That's the Postal Inspectors. They are federal, they're a branch of the government, FBI. They don't work hard. They investigate basic mail fraud, things of that nature. The one thing about the postal inspectors or postal police officers, well, actually the inspectors, is that they can work 20 years and get full retirement versus us, where we have to put in 30 years. So as a postal inspector, I believe you have to be under 35 with some form of degree, and you have to pass their specific background check, which is a higher level than the average person. And do you think that somebody's gonna quit being a postal inspector? Probably not. But besides that, those are a few of the jobs that people have here at the post office. And I can't really think of too many others. I mean, a lot of them fall underneath the other categories. But if you're looking to start applying, just know there are many jobs, but there's also many jobs with high turnover rates. So everybody's like, oh, that's why people quit the post office so much. It's not because of necessarily the management, because that has a factor as well, but it's because of the workload. The workload is never easy. It's not an easy job. Is it rewarding? Absolutely. It is absolutely rewarding. If I had a chance to do it when I was younger, I would have jumped in when I was younger. I'd probably be retired now. But I'm here with the ride. I'm here on the ride with you. I'm here on the ride with you. So if this information helped you whatsoever, share it with a couple of your friends. Tell people that you know. Be something like a Jay and see if you could change somebody else's life by passing along information. Remember, I always have links in the video description for current postal workers if they need certain things, if they're having financial hardships, if they're looking to buy homes, if they're looking to fix their credit, etc. If they're looking to buy some, t-shirts for the post office. I try to leave all the video, the links in the video description for you. My email is always there as well. If you have some questions, I can try to answer. And that's what we're doing today. I hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. And this is JH. And if you made it to the end of the video, I'm not condoning this, but this is the type of lotion that I use. So type papaya, sugarcane and papaya in the video description, in the comment section. If you made it to the end of this video, papaya. Smells good. You all have yourself a great rest of your day. JH just being what he is. Silly man. We out here.